All right, everybody. Hello. This is Tsunami once again, and we're here with a video about Cody Co. Chia. Now, I don't remember. I don't think I did a video on Cody Co. I only mentioned briefly that he had trouble with Tsunami because he was being exposed. So, MILF Manor, I first watched season 1 via Cody Co. And now that Cody Co is in some hot water, I don't think he's gonna be doing MILF Manor like that anymore. So I will take on the reins. Essentially, that's what's happening right now. So if you don't know, Cody Co is in some hot water because I want to say a month ago now, Tanamangu on her podcast and on a stage of relevance, like she was on a stage. I forget what it was, but she was on a stage and she was in front of people doing her show. And then she mentioned Cody Co's name, right? In relation to when she was younger. Calling him a tiny dick. Tiny meat gang, you know what I'm saying? But that happened, and then on her show, she clarified what happened with Cody Co and their relationship beforehand. And it's pretty damning allegations. Like, she just blatantly says, yeah, he had sex with me when I was underage.
Ended up happening to me that probably shouldn't have happened, right? Yeah. And I think that I also have a really bad case of to be 100% truthful, when I look back at the Cody situation, I definitely am like, why was he doing that? You know what I mean? And there were so many situations. There was a situation with Gabby Hanna at a Playlist Live where she pulled him aside and told him like, yo, she's 17. And then we still went and hooked up. And I can look at that and be like, like, why the fuck were you doing that?
Just deny it, and Cody has neither confirmed or denied it. If anything, he's just been skirting the responsibility. He hasn't said a damn thing, has not posted any videos since, and he's been radio silent, at least until today. So we're going to see the Cody response. We're going to watch it via Sensitive Society, so shout outs to him, and let's just comment. Let's just comment on what the fuck Cody can say.
Video right here pretty much wraps up everything related to Cody Co, what's been going on over the last few weeks. Actually, I cannot believe that it's almost been a month since everyone started talking about Cody Co, the allegations, and we've gotten no response from Cody. He's been silent, and at this point I don't think we're going to get a response. I don't think he's going to address anything, and hopefully I'm wrong, but at this point it's becoming extremely unlikely. He stepped down from the TMG podcast, which is the podcast that Cody and Noel had. You know, the chances of him dropping anything or addressing stuff is like maybe 10%. It does make him look pretty bad, but you know, you can't force someone to respond, even though what he allegedly did is horrible. I mean, at this point, he's a multimillionaire. He doesn't depend on YouTube anymore for revenue. He's set for life. There's nothing to come back to. A little disappointing, not gonna lie, not to sound like a parasocial freak, but you know, I thought Cody would be the type of guy to, you know, acknowledge it or at least respond. Cody Co and Noel Miller had this podcast, Tiny Meat Gang Studios, and in the first few minutes, Noel addresses what happened. Now, this is the time where I stop speaking Japanese and we get right into it.
I'm not gonna lie though, I do think that he should have said something. It's because Cody, yeah, he's a multimillionaire, he got his money, he's done. He doesn't need to give a shit about anything else anymore. He doesn't need to. And that's the issue with a lot of these millionaires. They can do the crime, and if there's no evidence, like, think about it like this. It's essentially a he say, she say. These are allegations at most. It's not confirmed or denied. But the silence is damning. And silence speaks louder than words. So, Tana made this allegation. No one has said a damn thing about it. It must be true. I don't want it to be true because it's always bad to do things. Because here's how bad it was. Let me really explain to you how bad it was. Cody was like 20 something, 24, I want to say, and Tanamangu was 17. Let me get you exact dates. Cody Co was 25 at the time, and she was 17. Another YouTuber named Hannah Gaba, who's had her own controversies, even told Cody, hey, don't do this, she's 17, I know she looks above age, whatever, blah, 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 blah. Cody was like, oh, yeah, thanks, brah, sure. And then still had sex with her. So, you feel what I'm saying? That is terrible. So, in that case, you gotta see what happens. got to see what happens, because Florida was a 18. It's a consent for 18. When you're 18, you get consent. So 17 was just not the right state. So Cody fucked up in that regard, but the lack of response, again, is damning.
This episode, I want to start by saying thank you for just how supportive and understanding you all have been, and patient above all. And understandably, a lot of you want to know what I have to say about everything that's happened. And the reality there is that I'm not in a position to speak about the situation. And at this point, really, the thing I have to focus on is how to move forward. Which leads me to say, I want to thank everyone as well that just sent me messages of support, just directly to me. That has been just very motivating and reassuring, not just for me, but for everyone at the studio. That's kind of given us the energy we needed to, take the first step back. I took some time and figured out a new direction for the show and where I want the company to go overall.
I can't imagine how...
That's kind of crazy. So, he even though I think he is in a position to say something, granted it's not his situation. He only has a position because of the Tiny Meat Gang. Yeah, okay, I get it. He doesn't want to say anything. It's gonna be tough. I'm not saying that Noel Miller is someone that's not popular or someone that doesn't have his own notoriety, but Cody was a big part of that show. Cody brought in the collabs. Cody brought in the faces. Cody brought in the viewership. Cody was a big part of it. I'm not saying they're going to fail without him. I'm just saying it's going to be tough. But you know who else left their big, suckling, multi-millionaire CEO and went on to better ventures? George Janko. So, it's not impossible. It's definitely not impossible, but it's going to be tough. So the fact that Cody still doesn't respond to this is actually insane.
Difficult something like this must be to come on camera, talk about it, and try to move on from it, and not let the podcast die. Be the one to address everything, even though you did nothing wrong and it shouldn't be placed on you, because Cody doesn't have the balls to show up or address everything, or at least put a fucking tweet longer, a statement, anything. So Noel, not per se has to take the hit, but be the one to be like, yo, so this is what's going to happen, yada yada yada. Even though he didn't do anything wrong, but it's a podcast, it's a business, there's a team behind it. There's people that need to be paid to put food on their table. So I get why they would want to move forward. Can't imagine how difficult or how stressful these last few weeks have been for them and the company, because I'm sure there was people who were like, are we going to have jobs? Should I start looking for a job? I think he's addressing it as best as you can possibly address. Allegedly, your friend sleeping with a 17-year-old girl as a 25-year-old man in the state where it's 18 plus. Looking at the comment section right now, I'm seeing a lot of people who feel the same way about certain stuff. Well, but I'm like, Noel, some time to figure it out. Go from there.
In studio, it's actually kind of a crazy story. We flew to West Virginia, drove through a creek bed, hiked
West
half a
Virginia
mile with the gear to film with the guest, and it turned out to be just a great story overall. We'll be filming out of studio for the next few weeks, and that's just because I want to build a new set, and that's kind of the plan. Again, I just want to thank you all. You have supported me for years, almost a decade, and you've supported this studio for years, and we all fully intend to give you what you've given us for so long. That part is not going to stop. So, yeah, it means the world to me just how much you all have been there for me, and I fully intend to, just keep at it and keep making things that I hope you love and enjoy.
That's how you put out a statement.
That's a good statement. I will agree with him. That's a good statement. But what he has to do, right, moving forward from this, what he has to do, I think, is max out his collabs. I think that's what George Janko did. He just collabed with the people he knew, and then that grew into more people fucking with his stuff. And then he got, what was that one big interview that he got? Was it Andrew Tate? Because that was a big interview. But I think George Janko got an even bigger interview. I think it was Andrew Tate. That's for George Janko. That's 18 million. That's, oh my god. Let me see. Janko's biggest. I mean, he has Russell Brand on here. It's not that big. His Russell Brand's kind of down. He has Neon on here. Okay. Yeah. What I'm saying is that he interviewed Bobby Lee. You see what I'm saying? Like, look, this was the interview that honestly fucked things up for my guy, the Bobby Lee interview. But here we go, he's back. And I'm actually really happy for him. I kind of want to do a video on that. But what I'm saying is that, look, Jordan Peterson, yo, Candace Owens, and look. Like I said, George Janko, he came back from what was a very bad moment, and now he's talking to people who you would expect to be on these podcasts regularly. So I'm saying Noel Miller needs to do something very similar to that. Okay? Talk to the people that Cody used to fuck with. You know, they don't fuck with him anymore. I'm confident. Talk to them. You know, talk to other people. Bring them onto the podcast. You know, just conversate as you always do, because Noel's a funny guy. Together they're funny. Separately they're funny. You know, one just has more fame and notoriety because of Vine, and the other one just does not. That's it. But Noel's a funny guy. I think Noel can definitely pull this shit together.
Top comment says, Noel looks like he just returned from war. I feel really bad for him. I couldn't imagine the stress he has gone through over the last month.
Yeah, he honestly seems like he's about to cry. No, and it's for good reason. His best friend has been caught for this shit. The company's going down. He lost a great friend. He's losing revenue now. Like, everything in his life's kind of going down. Maybe I hope his love life's okay, but you know what I'm saying? Like, imagine if one of my best friends, I'm trying to imagine, if one of my best friends was caught with this shit. Because everyone seems to be getting caught with this shit. Imagine if one of my best friends was like that. I'd be heartbroken. I could honestly not fuck with him anymore. It would be a heartbreaking thing. It really would be. I don't even want to imagine it, because that's how bad it would be. But essentially, that is the situation that's going on with Cody Ko. I don't think he's ever going to respond. I think the coward is just going to run away like the pussy he is, and that is what it is. But we don't have to support him anymore. So, call it a day. That's Tsunami. I'm shining out, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.